Today I am super excited to be showing you the simplest recipe for making chapati. Trust me, it's so simple, so yummy and very delicious. Also, if you always love watching my videos, please don't forget to give my videos a like and also subscribe if you're new. Please don't watch without subscribing. Really. So also don't forget to click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload my new videos. I upload my videos weekly, by the way, weekly, so don't miss out. So let's get to cooking. I'm going to be adding 3 cups of all-purpose flour. My first cup, second cup, third cup. To my flour, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt and about a tablespoon of sugar. This is also optional if you don't like sugar in your chapati. Mix up the sugar and salt to the flour. Then I'm going to make a well in the center of the bowl. Then I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of water. What you're going to do, you're going to add your water slowly as you make the dough so that the water does not become too much for the flour. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'll add a little bit of water, like 1 cup of water. I'll add some more. As you can see, my dough is starting to come along. So the water I used was 1.5 cups of water. Our dough is starting to come along, as you can see. So now it's time to get your hands dirty. Don't be afraid of the mess. So this is how my dough is looking. So now I'll go in with my hands. So you're going to have a little bit of flour on your side. You'll sprinkle a little bit, then go in with your hands. Sprinkle little bits of flour and knead for around 5 minutes until your dough is smooth. So if you're making chapati for your entire family, you can add more flour to this recipe. Chapatis are always a favorite to everyone. I think everyone loves chapati. So don't be shy, make some chapatis for yourself. So now that my dough is not sticky, I'm going to put it on my work surface. Then I'm going to knead it once more. So it is this firm. As you can see, my dough is not sticky at all. So now I'm going to add about a tablespoon of cooking oil to my dough. Then I'll fold it in and continue kneading on my work surface. Fold and tuck it in as you knead. This is going to make sure that the oil is evenly distributed into the dough. So I've dusted my work surface, so I'm going to place it there. Then I'm going to cover it with a towel and let it rest for around 15 minutes before we start making chapati. Yay! It's been 15 minutes, so now my dough is rested. What you're going to do now, you're going to sprinkle more flour to your work surface because I want to roll out my whole dough. So you sprinkle flour everywhere. This is the easiest way to do it, trust me. So I'll roll out my dough. That is how my dough is looking. So as I've said, I'm showing you the simplest way to make chapati. So to my dough, I'm going to add oil. Then I'm going to use my brush and spread the oil all over my dough. This is the fun part. Make sure you go in to the edges as well. Don't leave them out dry. Yeah. Then I'm going now to cut my chapati in strips. Now this is what will make your chapati have layers. Just roll the dough tightly. Roll, roll, roll. Press down on your dough and then you tack the end. So I have 10 pieces of chapati not cooked. So now it's time to cook. So you dust your surface area with some flour. Make sure also your dough is dusted with flour. Then I'm going to use my rolling pin and roll out the dough. So what you're trying to do, you are trying to make a circular chapati, but if you get a square it's still going to be fine because they all go to the stomach. You know, sometimes when you're making chapati, the dough usually goes, if you push hard, it goes and becomes another shape. So don't worry, just cook it, stick chapati. But the right one is a circular one. I usually laugh at my son, my eldest son, trying to make chapati. There are all kinds of shapes from the chapati. But I'm usually so happy because he's trying. Now that I have a perfect circular chapati, I'm going to move over to the stove top. So I'm using my chapati karai, as you can see, or chapati pan. So if you have the fancy one, I don't have the fancy one. I'm using my regular chapati pan. If you have the fancy one, it's still okay. Mine is still okay. We are all going to be eating chapati. So now I'm going to pick my chapati and place it on my pan. So I've not added any oil to my pan. First of all, I want just to make it dry up a little bit. Then I'm going to add oil in my second round. That is how I do my chapatis. I first dry them off and then add cooking oil. My first side is ready, so I'm going to flip it. This is how you know that you have a good chapati, and your chapati is going to be soft. It usually has bubbles in it. I'm going to put this aside and then cover it. So I'm going to do the rest. This is my second chapati. I also love thin chapatis, as you can see. Mine are thin. Not extremely thin, but thin. I've also covered the rest of my dough because I don't want them to dry out. I remember when I used to be small, my mother used to make very delicious chapati. Let me tell you, they were so yummy. When we were young, I don't know, even now I think, because my boys usually do that. When you're making chapati, the children are usually so excited. They're just there, staring at you to make the first chapati so that they can eat it. So when you start making the chapatis, trust me, like 10 of them will be gone before even you have lunch. But it's so funny actually. But it's so much fun actually watching your kids enjoy what you love making. Cooking, of course. And chapati. So I'm going to do the rest. Then I'll show you my second round of making chapati. So this is how my chapati are looking after the first round. They're nice, soft, as you can see. So now it's time for my next step. So I'm going to add about 2 chapatis at a time to my pan. This is where we add the oil now. So I'm going to add oil and then make a circular movement to my chapatis. To make circular movements to the chapati, you can use your fingers, but trust me, you will get nasty buns. Check on your chapati, flip, then you flip the top one. Okay, I didn't say I was making 2 chapatis, so I'm making 2 chapatis at a time. So I'm going to add my chapatis. You can also make one chapati at a time. You just repeat the process. Add some cooking oil, then make circular movements. As you can see, these are soft chapatis because they have air bubbles on the inside. As you can see, they're so flaky. Look at this, you guys. So good. So that is how simple it is to make chapati. Follow my recipe and you love the results of your chapati. So thank you so much guys for watching, and I hope I'll catch you in my next episode. Bye.